Hello everybody, it's me, Nawnii, and today we're going to be talking to and about Sonic93 and the drama that's surrounding her as of late. I took notice that it seemed like a lot of the videos that were being made on her were honestly really just mean. They had critiques in them, but a lot of people were just being really rude, calling her names and all this kind of thing. I might have called her loud or whatever in my last video, but I never intended on being bullyish at all, because that's not the type of thing I'm into. But anyway, right before we get into the video, I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by Filmora9. Yes, I finally have a sponsor. Isn't that amazing? Filmora9 is a really easy to use video editor, and it's really good for beginning YouTubers like you watching this video. Unless you're not new, I don't know. I'm sorry. If you want to start a YouTube channel, it's always good to have a video editor, and it doesn't have to be super expensive, and you don't have to invest a lot of time and money. Well, you might have to invest a lot of time, but a lot of money isn't necessary. Filmora9 is the perfect example of a cheap, easy to use video making thing. I'm going to put up a thing. I tried using it here. It was pretty nice, really easy. Like I've said, there's a lot of different preset effects, audios, titles, filters, transactions, and animation elements and everything already in the software. There's also this weird library that they have that they call film stocks, where you can find more effects, video templates, title templates, just stuff everywhere. It's so cool, honestly. Like, I'm not even saying it because it's a sponsorship. I'm saying it because it's genuinely pretty radical. Just saying. Anyways, check out Filmora9. There will be a link down in the description for you to click on. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you so much, Filmora9, for sponsoring this video. Yeah, let's get right into the rest of the video. A lot of the drama going on with Sonic93 is really weird to me, because it started out because of a video about being a silver fangirl, and then a year went by, and now it's back. Drama started out again about this video that happened a year ago, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. So that's why I guess everybody started making videos about it and making fun of Sonic93 again. And if you know me, I don't like making fun of people. We have to be nice to people. On this channel, we try to be nice to people, even if they're mean. And after I made my Sonic93 video, I realized people were comparing her to other people that I've talked about, like Madam or Crystalie. All these genuinely awful people that she should not be compared to, because she's just a normal human and she made like a couple mistakes that I don't think are that big a deal. So that's what this video is about. I think I took notice that people are just misunderstanding Sonic93 a lot of the time, and if they put themselves in her shoes, that at least maybe what the things that she's saying could be a little bit more understandable. I'm not saying completely, but I'm saying it might enlighten you a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put in the Q&A now. Here's the Q&A. Oh god, Sonic93's got a knife. Oh god, she's coming for me. Please don't hurt me, Sonic93. Hello, Sonic93.
Hey, Nawnii.
I'm here to ask you questions. Are you ready for said questions?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Okay, the first question I have on my untitled notepad is, what was your original intention when making your video about Melody a year ago?
Well, the main intention was to say my opinion. It was never about attacking them or gatekeeping them or targeting them, as always people always claim. It was like, here's what happened. Like, I stumbled upon Valek. That was the first guy I saw first before Melody. His video that was called The Problems I Have. What was it? The Problem with Sonic 3D Games, which is not available anymore. You can't find it. Otherwise, I would have showed it to you. Like, he said some things I agreed on. And he said something I disagreed on. And I was like, maybe it's like a decent video, no big deal. But then when he talked about Silver, there were some things he said I felt that was really off and illogical. I was honestly upset about it. But then I decided to, move on. It's just one thing happening, no big deal, just ignore it. But then I stumbled upon Melody Sugar Plum's points that was not planned, obviously. It's just something I saw, and I read it to see, like, she's a Silver fan. She says she likes Silver. So I'm just like, oh, another Silver fan. But then when he says things she doesn't like about him, quote unquote, according to her, that made me motivate to make the video, because her points were worse than Valek's. That's how I felt. And I just wanted to let it out, basically. I was really upset.
That's fair. So
thank you for saying that. I had to say it.
So you saw a fan, and you were like, oh heck, I'm a fan. You're a fan. That's cool beans. And you saw this person expressing themselves in like not a very fan way, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any
Pretty
sense.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what happened.
Next question: what was your first thought when you saw Alduin's video a year ago?
Well, the thing is about Alduin herself, I never liked how she treated me, and that was even before she made the video. I remember, unfortunately, I don't have the proof because I removed it, but before she made a video on me, she said, like, Sylvie's not real 2 or 3 times in my YouTube channel, and then she accused me to be a hypocrite, and I had enough because I was like, okay, she won't leave me alone, she won't stop bugging me, so I was trying to debunk her arguments and say that's not true, this is not what it is, but she didn't listen to me. And then not too long after that, she made a video on me, and I didn't take it seriously because I knew the video would be very similar to how she treated me before. Like, I didn't have a good idea of it. I was never impressed of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are claiming it's criticism, and the way she made it, you know, it's very, very mean-spirited for the sake of comedy relief, which I don't find it very entertaining. I mean, maybe for other people it's entertaining, but for the one you're covering up, you know, basically talking about, how are they gonna find it entertaining? So basically, I never liked Alduin's video. Even if I didn't touch it, I knew I had that feeling I had ever since, that she wasn't gonna make good points or make sense what she's saying, or this misunderstanding what I'm saying. And yeah.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is before Alduin's video, she was being rude. She was being rude to you, saying Silver's not real. She was literally, I guess, by definition, trolling on your account. So you already had a dislike for her. And then she went and made a video. And it wasn't just critiquing. I mean, I guess it was, but she was doing it in a really immature way, in a way that was poking fun at you. So before her video, you already had a bad taste in your mouth from this person because they were being overly rude and, I guess you could say, a bully to you. So, I mean, in any other situation, if somebody's already being a B word to you, and then they make a video being a B word, even if it's the sake of comedy, you're gonna take offense to that, because I mean, it's just like the bully at school, you know. And if a bully at school tries to criticize you, you're like, ew, I don't like you, why would I listen to you? Even if it's constructive. I mean, it makes sense. Like, if you don't like someone, you're not going to be inclined to want to listen to them regardless. And I can see where I can see where you're coming from for sure.
Not only that, but one of the things she claims in her video is that instead of making a video on, you know, Melody, Sugar Plum, and Valak, I should talk to them first. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, why are you saying this to me when you didn't do that to me? Do you know how hypocritical that makes you sound like? You can't tell me to do something when you didn't do the same thing to me. Yeah. Like, why am I supposed to listen to you when you're not following your own advice?
Yeah, like, I do that sometimes, but I admit it, like, in a video. I'd be like, maybe you should have talked to them. And then I'll be like, as I sit here, have never spoken to you in my life, but maybe you should have. So I like to, if I'm gonna be blatantly hypocritical, you should just own it. But yeah, I know what you mean. That's annoying. Like, that's the best word I can think of.
Yeah, it's not fair at all.
Alright, next question. When you made your apology, did you stand by it originally?
Of course. Like, the reason I apologized was because I was informed by my ex-friend, Melody Sugarplum, was uncomfortable with the video. And I did not take it very lightly. Of course, why would I make a video if someone feels bad about it? Mm-hmm. I mean, I still stand my opinions. But if it means that someone gets hurt by it, then it's not worth the video being up. I was actually originally gonna keep the video up because I felt this is my opinion. I have the right to say whatever I want. But of course, not in an extent that someone feels hurt by it or uncomfortable. That's why I took it down. And I apologize because someone encouraged me to apologize, not because how should I put this? I was afraid that if I apologized immediately, I knew people would take it the wrong way and thinking I'm lying, all that stuff. But then when Dom was uploading his video on me, I didn't know what to do because my plan was to keep it low, keep it quiet until the drama dies down, or people won't talk about it. But the fact that Dumbs were brought up again made things way worse for me. That plan ultimately failed, and then someone informed me about it, and then they encouraged me to just explain what happened, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And so that's where I apologized. Like, once again, I didn't apologize because someone told me. I felt sorry for what I caused for Melody Sugar Plum, but I didn't want to say it in public because, like I said, people might get the wrong idea as to why I did it, or why would I do it.
Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. You felt bad for making someone feel bad. You were too afraid to apologize immediately because people were gonna be like, haha, you were wrong. But in reality, you just felt bad for making somebody feel bad.
No. It wasn't that I was wrong. It was more that you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're not saying the truth. Like that. No, if I'm wrong, I'm not too proud to admit it.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. But people will see it that way, probably, because, the internet assumptions.
Possibly. Yes, that's the thing. Before we go to the next question, that's the thing about internet. It's always about assumptions. Even if you're trying to do as best you can to fix the situation, they'll never be satisfied. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be someone being like, you can do better, or that's not good enough, or something like that.
What made you take the apology down? Did you take it down? I don't know.
No, it's still there. I have to admit, I was tempted to take it down, not because I don't stand by my apology, but basically because there will be no point of it to be there if when according to the people that I revived a dead horse, and people would think I was lying anyway. But I was encouraged by my friend to keep it.
All right, so the apology is still up. Okay.
Yes.
What did you wish to gain from your newest response series?
Funny question. Some people have been asking the same thing. I don't know what they're expecting me, but this is something personal for me. I don't really expect anything, to be honest, because this is nothing about how people would see it. It's about what I need to do for myself. Like, ever since the drama last year, it's been affecting me drastically. I lost a good friend of mine because I lost trust in her, and people saw me as a bully. And when I apologized, I wanted to tell Dumbsville about the drama, but he wasn't open-minded to it. I was kind of very alone. Even if people forgave me, I was very alone. I felt like no one really know who I was, and when I found out about what Melody did, she was harassing people for her hating Silver and bothering people, basically. I felt like, wow, the drama last year wasn't my fault. Like, I did nothing wrong, and the drama was so unnecessary. So I wanted to prove myself right. Not right as in I had the right to bully her, as people think, but right about my statements of Melody not being a true Silver fan. So that's where the Ryan series started. And I was prepared for the backlash and the hate in the first part, but no one really said anything or noticed. So I thought I was kind of off the hook. But ever since I uploaded all the commentary, oh my goodness, it came. People reacted to it less than 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So basically, it was hard for me to understand, hard for me to predict what's going to happen. But now that I know, it doesn't really matter of the outcome, because I'll always feel happy or satisfied about what I'm doing. Not because I'm making people feel bad or whatever, or people think I'm a bad person. It's like I said, this is something I need to do for myself. So what I'm expecting for the drama, the mini rant series is to move on. This is a closure I need to do for myself.
Everybody needs closure, for sure, so that's understandable. I found out that you came back with the drama or whatever because of the Alduin video too, and honestly, like you said, it did kind of come out of nowhere. I don't even remember how I found the video, but I did. It's and people are really mad about the Alduin video, you're right, and now that I realize that Alduin was being really rude even beforehand, I can understand why you had this vendetta against them, because you don't like them, because they were being a bully towards you. So, now that I had gained that knowledge, I was like, oh, okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, anybody maybe it's not how I would react, but, it's a totally normal reaction, you know what I mean? I can understand it. if you get it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call it vendetta. I see why you feel that yeah.
Well, like, that's probably the
excuse
wrong
me.
word, but, like, you have a dislike towards them already because they were being really rude to you.
Definitely, 100%. To be completely honest, I never liked Aldo, and I still don't like her. Like, the thing is about Alduin is that, like, I have a distaste for her because not only because like, the thing is, it's not about she made a video on me, it's about what she says about me. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, basically, even if someone made a video on me that was true, I would definitely listen. I would take it seriously. But literally, none of these videos on me are the truth. So why should I take it seriously? Why should I listen, as people always expect me to do? They're expecting me to quote unquote take it seriously because they're quote unquote calling me out. But the problem is, no one is interested to hear my side of the story, which is the problem of this whole drama situation. Everybody assumed me to do something without hearing me out or without giving me the chance to explain myself. And even if I do, people misinterpret it or take it the wrong way. And I did try. Unfortunately, I don't have proof, but I did get encouraged by someone to talk to Alduin, and I did. She wasn't willing to listen. She still assumed, like, oh, I'm glad you admitted you were bullying Melody Sugar Plum. I'm just like, that's not what happened. Like, she didn't let me explain. Honestly, Alduin is a very hard person to talk to, in my personal experience.
So nobody's taken the time to hear you out, basically. No one's taken the time to try and talk to you calmly, and those who have possibly might have already made these rude and mean videos about you. So, like, why would you trust them? Like, at first, of course, you didn't trust me, which is totally understandable, but, like, other people have made 2, 3, 4 videos about you. Why should you trust them? And that's, I think, people like that don't understand, because I have heard through the grapevine that some people have been trying to contact you, and those same people have made rants upon rants about old drama, or streams even, and they've just been talking poopy behind your back, and all this rude stuff. I'm just like, well, why do you guys think that she would feel inclined to speak to you if you're just being rude?
Not only that, but inclined to listen. This is what really irritates me. A lot of people are assuming they know what's going on, and therefore they're thinking they're doing justice to me by making these videos saying I'm this or that. You need to move on. You need to learn what you're doing. I'm disappointed, etc., etc. I could go on forever. And like I said, no one is willing to hear me out. It's not fair to judge without hearing another side of the story. So it's like, why do you expect me to listen? That doesn't make sense to me.
So now we're going to go on to the questions that I got from my community tab. Question from Try Some Coffee Please asked, who, in your opinion, do you think started this whole situation?
To be perfectly honest, Aldo Gijinka. Like, what I mean by that is she made, how do I put this? It didn't have to happen or go this far if she just talked to me. Like I said, I really don't like how Alduin claims that, oh, this could be avoided if you talk to them. Well, I can say the same thing about you. Instead of talking to me, you were trolling me, trying to get a reaction out of me, and trying to make me mad. And then you made a video on me, claiming you have proof of me hating Blaze, the same as Akai did to Amy Rose. And if you watch my commentary, I have debunked that argument that I don't hate Blaze, and that she didn't show the proof, the conversation between us before she made a video, which I have shown. And like, the reason why I say Alduin started this, like I said, the video, and people just assume this and that happened. I don't know how popular Alduin is, but I think she has a fan base. So it doesn't help my case that she doesn't even try to reach to me, and then she makes a video on me just like that.
That's fair. Yeah. She started, in your opinion, the overlaying drama. Without her video, the drama wouldn't have gone out of hand like it did.
Pretty much.
Okay, question from Cookie Say. Any new thoughts on the whole situation, and maybe a way you all can improve and not be hateful towards each other? I don't know if that's, like, for everybody or for just you, but I'm only talking to you right now, so.
Well, what I think about the drama, people might get confused by it, but it is ridiculous. Not ridiculous as in, oh, it's my fault that I started drama, so I shouldn't blame anyone else but myself. No, it's just that like I told you, I was prepared for something like this to happen in the beginning. But then when it didn't happen, I thought, okay, it would be no big deal. So that's why when the tension came so fast, less than 24 hours, I was really, really overwhelmed because I did not see that coming. I was prepared for something like this, but not this fast. And I just find it very confusing because I have established already that I'm gonna do these videos, say my thoughts on their videos on me. So I don't understand why people are acting like this is something new. So yeah. So the best way I can answer is see both perspectives. That's the best I can say. See what people are coming from and see what I'm coming from. We can come to a solution. And no more making videos. It's not helping me. It's not making me want to listen. It doesn't, and it's definitely not gonna stop me from making the rant series because, like I said, this is something I need to do for myself. And if people don't want to believe me and just think I do it for attention, fine. You can think whatever you want, but that doesn't make us,
Okay, that makes sense. So, in order to stop being hateful towards each other, you think people should start trying to reach out and get both sides of the story and stop making assumptions. And then, of course, repeating the same video over and over again on different people's channels doesn't help anybody. A person with Japanese characters that I cannot read because I don't know Japanese asked, why did you try to defend yourself with some of the nitpicking and things, and other stuff? I literally can't read, I'm so sorry. Or did you not do that on purpose? Actually, before you answer a question, I'm just gonna make a bold assumption, even though I just said you should not make assumptions, that it was your first commentary video, and you didn't script it, and you were just talking, and sometimes nitpicking happens.
Okay, no, the video was scripted. Oh, okay. I don't know where you get the idea that it wasn't scripted.
Well, then it was your first commentary.
Yes! How can I make an unscripted commentary? I know my commentary may be flawed because
I'll be real, I've
never
done it.
Oh, what?
I said, I'll be real with you, I've done unscripted commentary.
Oh, I just mean, what I mean by that is why would I make an unscripted first commentary? That's what I'm saying.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, and it's probably very flawed. I'm not gonna deny it. There's probably something I can do better with editing and maybe elaborate my arguments better. But that's because I know to be a ranter. When I rant, it's easier to be clear on my points than commentaries, in my opinion. It's really hard to
That's
make.
fair.
So, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Liz Laz McCringe asked, what makes you think that someone who has a small issue with a character is ultimately not a fan of that character? I'm not typing this to sound rude, just genuinely curious what her thought process is. That was in parentheses.
It was never about someone having criticism about their favorite character that bothered me. I mean, I also have criticism towards characters I like. I even admit that in Sonic Rivals, for example, Silver was rude to Knuckles. So I'm not going to be like, oh, Silver's perfect in every possible way. He can't do anything wrong. Absolutely not. I even admit in my Melody Sugar Plum video that maybe Silver doesn't have the best judgment because he's stuck in the future and he hasn't really met new people, whatever. So if Silver has flaws, I'm gonna point them out. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Silver doesn't have flaws because he's my favorite character. Of course not. The problem is with Melody Sugar Plum was she sounded like a hater. And not like in a way that, oh, I'm criticizing my character, but according to Sonic93, I'm a hater. No. Basically, all Melody said was, he's annoying, he's immature. Oh, and if he did that, he could be more likable character. That doesn't sound like a fan to me. It sounds very nitpicky to me. Like people think I'm nitpicking Melody's points. No, she's nitpicking Silver. Of course, I'm gonna be offended by it because I'm a Silver fangirl. And she said Silver was a bully, and I'm just like, have you played the game, or why are you claiming a favorite character of yours is this or that? If it's not the truth. It'd be one thing if it was the truth, but it's not. And I have watched the cutscenes to understand why Melody says things this and that, so I can make my own counter argument. I didn't blindly defend Silver as people.
Okay. Amy Bishop asked, what brought this back up? What made you what jump started your rant series, or where did you get the idea to make a rant series or a commentary series?
Melody Sugar Plum was causing trouble for other people with her hate for Silver. She shoved her hate of Silver for them. And I also saw that Melody isn't the only one. I mean, not Melody. Silver isn't the only character Melody keeps being confused about her opinion on. She did the same thing to Amy Rose. She did the same thing to Maureen the Raccoon. For example, like she said, she said that Maureen is bossy and obnoxious. But last year she said, "Oh, please, Sega, don't remove her from the franchise." I was like, okay. And then she said she puts Amy as one of her favorite characters or something. But then she says like Amy's too angry in Sonic X and over exaggerate the scene where she kicked the small kid's back. And she's like, "Oh, she shouldn't have done that. She should have been in the hospital." Like, some people think she was trolling, and I'm just like, even if she was, it proves my point that Melody was never Silver fan. And she, by the way, she also kept changing her mind about Silver. For example, she said she calls him cute, and it's like, "Oh, I hate he's ugly," or "He'd be better if he was if he looked like this or that." And then she say the complete opposite. "Oh, but he looks better if he's innocent." It's like, what is your opinion? It's very confusing.
Okay, so the reason is because Melody came back, or you noticed Melody being weird towards Silver, and it kind of backed up your points in the video a year ago. So that's what brought it back up.
Basically, it proved my point right. Not that I'm better fan than she is, no, but that she was never Silver fan to begin with. Or if she was, very confused Silver fan. Very confusing Silver fan.
Okay, Earth to Saturn asks, no wait, never mind, we asked that question. Do you script most of your videos?
Yes. Sometimes I do unscripted for the sake of practicing talking without stuttering so much.
The Names Junkie asked, Sonic93, do you plan on taking into consideration what anybody or anyone has criticized you for?
The thing is, I would do that if their criticism were valid.
So you will take valid criticisms?
Yes, not stop screaming, your voice is loud, or your video's too long. That's not valid criticism. Valid criticism is in, "Oh, care to elaborate your point?" Or, "Oh, why you do this or that?" Or wait, let me explain. Like, how should I put this? Fair criticism that isn't making me have to repeat myself.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, when people ask me something I already answered, it means they won't listen to me answering it again.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that makes sense. So basically, you don't want those, like, weird, annoying, nitpicky, criticisms, like, "Stop yelling, you're gonna break your mic," or things like that in general, really. You just don't want to hear, like, the same old stuff. Like, let Sonic93 scream if Sonic93 wants to scream. Gee. It's not that big a deal. Okay, Fish Cake asked, are you still going to do a response video to Dumbsville after all this backlash?
Yes, because I don't know, like, this. I don't want to sound pretentious or arrogant or whatever, but I ain't scared of the backlash. I am not afraid of people wanna think bad of me, because this isn't about that. This is about me, and it's not fair for people like Aldo and Dumbsville to feel like they have the right to criticize me wrongly, but I can't criticize them when I feel like they say something wrong about me, even though the drama's a year old. Just because the drama died out doesn't mean I have gotten over it.
That's true. That's a good point. That's fair. See, you heard it here first, folks. Sonic93 ain't no scaredy cat. I don't know.
Like, basically, again, I don't want to sound. I hope I don't come off like in a bad way. It's very few times I do care about people's opinions. And what I mean by that is I will only care about people's opinions that are valid or someone close to me. When it's random people online,
Yeah, so you don't care about them online meanie beans, which is totally valid and fair. Which is a good thing. That's honestly a good thing. Like, people that take comments really serious and to heart, that, like, you know, hateful comments, you know, that can really do something to them. So it's honestly a good thing, though. Okay,
Thank you.
Of course. Faith Aru asks, do you mean to be loud, or is that your personality?
It is my personality.
You heard it here first, folks. Sonic93 is just a loud person.
Yeah, so one thing I will point out is that I don't like when people are criticizing me for being calmer and better in the Kai, Dilly, and Yoshi 1 rants. The reason I was a few reasons. For example, with the Kai, I couldn't be loud because my folks were sleepy while I recorded. And also my motive to rant about Kai was to give a criticism in a calm and natural manner. Basically, not be angry, not be upset. Meaning, I was thinking maybe this is a way for Kai to listen, but judging by the rant series, she didn't. And then I got angry and angry. And I was like, okay, scratch that. That's not gonna help. And Yoshi 1 is a little bit similar, but then same thing. He just didn't listen. So I dropped the whole calm, level-headed matter. I'm like, nope, that's not gonna work. People won't listen anyway. And yeah, I guess you could also say that I wasn't maybe not comfortable being loud and trying to be myself while recording. So now that I did it a couple of years, I feel comfortable.
The Undertaker just asked if you take constructive criticism. We pointed that out already. Yes. Super Sprite, your personal friend, asked a few things. Why aren't you listening to what people say you should do?
Because these are random people online and people that don't really pay attention to my stuff, to my channel, unless it's convenient to them. It feels like they'll only pay attention to me right now because it's convenient, the fact that, oh, I'm a ranter, I'm the one who ranted on Yoshi 1, and I got praised by it, and they see something I do against what I used to do, what I used to call people out on. Basically, people say, oh, you became what you ranted on, yada, yada, yada. And these are assumptions, not facts. But people treat it as if there are facts, and it's extremely irritating. It's so annoying, especially when you're trying to explain yourself, that's not what this is, and people don't want to listen, then I'm just like, then what do you want me to do? What do you expect from me,
Yeah. Okay, Super Sprite also asked, what do you think of the hate that's been happening? We technically answered this question, but if you want to reiterate, because these are the last, so we'd like to.
I'm just going to say very short, it's overwhelming, really ridiculous. It is so not necessary.
What would have happened if Amy was on your side?
The drama wouldn't escalate this. It wouldn't go this far. This could be easily avoided if she just trying to figure out what happened, why people reacted the way they did, and why I did what I did, and it would be a fair, and easy solution. Basically, like I said, it's not about, oh, I'm in the right, they're in the wrong. No. If there's something I did that upset people, or I can do better, of course, like I said, I will apologize. But she will also be like, that's not what she means to do. Basically, she will explain my intentions and what I did, because I felt like she knew me enough to understand that's not my intention, or that's not what I was trying to do at all. But unfortunately, she's thought otherwise.
So Amy was this type of person that you ranted / did commentary with, you would have in this scenario, that kind of equaled everything out, helped explain in broader details for other people to understand, which is what you're lacking now, because people continually lack understanding when it comes to hearing you out. So Amy was that one force that kind of equaled everything out, that helped. That's why you worked so well together in the past, basically. All right, last question from Super Sprite. Why don't you reply to comments? Or the comments?
They're just the same. They're honestly, they're very, very, very toxic. And you say same old, I'm disappointed in you. You were so good. Why are you bringing drama up? Blah, blah, blah. You make bad arguments. You're saying it's okay to bully someone. It's just the same thing. It's honestly tiring. And even if I did respond, believe me, people would respond back. They would not stop. It would be endless war.
Well, it's good not to reply to toxic comments for the most part, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the questions. So other than the drama with Melody and Aldwin and all this others people, Dumbsville, whatever, people have been trying to point out that you and Amy-chan are no longer friends, and that you're really salty about this. And I have one and only thing to say about it. It's not anyone's business. Because Amy is your friend. Nobody will ever know the connection that you had. Nobody will ever know the extent of why, or the emotions of how it felt to stop being her friend. Because you were her friend for 10 years, right? 10?
Almost 10 years.
Nearly almost 10 years. This is, like, I'm talking straight at you, random person watching this video right now. Amy-chan and Sonic93 were friends for nearly a decade. and they stop being friends. And that's like a big deal. Like a decade? That's like a long time. But it's a long time.
I understand. And I was just gonna say that you only know one side of the story. Once again, it's not fair to only judge one. I even have fans asking me her point of view. They're more fair than they are to me.
Go ask. Look, if you really, I mean, honestly, I don't think you should feel pressure to tell anybody anything about Amy Chan and your friendship, because it has nothing to do with anything. You might have accidentally thrown like some shade in your video, but it's because you're clearly full of emotions for losing a friend for over, that you had for nearly 10 years. So I think people just need to sit back and think, what if you lost a friend of almost 10 years over some petty internet drama? You have to stop making assumptions. Yeah. People are making assumptions that it has to do with the boyfriend. People are making assumptions that it has to do with Alduin. People are making assumptions that it's because Silver. It doesn't matter. Even if it's all of these things. Even if Silver himself comes to life and tries to murder Amy Chan and her boyfriend, it's really not your business.
I will say that I understand people are, maybe not curious, because they're not. Some of them are. I mean, some of them actually want to know my side of the story. But the reason why people are like, why are you throwing her under the bus, is because I've been bluntly mentioning her a few times. Not many times, maybe like 3-4 times, not that much. And I understand the curiosity, but she's related to the drama. That's why I mention her. And it's out of anger, like you said, and disappointment and kind of abandonment. I will not go too much in detail because that's for another time. But after I ended the friendship, I felt like she abandoned me. Like, she claimed she was sorry for what she did wrong. She claimed that she admitted she was in the wrong. But then I was like, then why aren't you there for me, helping me out then? Like, she literally left me. I ended the friendship, but is it really that weird considering what she made me feel, what she made me, what she did to me? And like I said, that's for another time. I don't want to go too much in detail, but let's just say it's kind of like hint.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying.
So yeah, this is the Q&A with Sonic93, you guys. Everyone, the universe. Sonic93, if people have other questions and this goes over decent, would you be open to doing maybe a Q&A type stream in the future?
Absolutely. I am always willing to answer questions. Honestly, it's easier for me to be more clear when I talk rather than rant or make videos. I think that's one of the reasons why I say making videos isn't a way to reach me. Because, videos, they can be, how should I put this? Videos can be misleading to what people think about someone. Not only that, but they can get the wrong idea, and it's not really. I don't think it's a good way to communicate by making videos and then respond videos and all that. It's just unnecessary to me.
Thank you for being willing to call me you, Sonic93, Ruth.
No problem.
Yeah, I would like to say to those watching this video, Sonic93 has been a very respectful person, a very nice person, a very fun person to talk to the past few days that I've been talking to her. Just so you know, she's not planning, or I hope she's not plotting my murder and all this good stuff. As I know, a lot of you on Twitter were like, oh my god, you're gonna talk to Sonic93. You better be careful. She's gonna eat you. And I'm like, but why? What do you mean? She seemed pretty nice when I talked to her. Should I be afraid? Oh god. But, oh god, Sonic93's got a knife. Oh god, she's coming for me. Please don't hurt me, Sonic93. Oh my god, wait, that should be the intro.
Yeah, that'd be actually fun, because, it's kind of clickbait in a way.
So when I say Sonic93 is a genuinely nice person, or has been a very kind person to me, I mean it. She has been very nice. I started talking to her, I don't know, about a week ago now, and at first, of course, she didn't trust me because I made a video about her, and a lot of people out here are bullying her, or just making fun of her in the videos, and not giving, like, the most nice critiques, so I can understand why she wouldn't want to trust me right off the bat. After a couple calls, she did start to trust me, which makes me very happy. She ended up liking me, I guess. And we had a lot of fun conversations that had nothing to do with any drama, just general fun conversations about nothing. And I could probably consider Sonic93 to be a good friend now. She's very nice to talk to, is what I'm saying. She's not crazy. like you might expect. A lot of the points that she made, I might not even agree with, but I can understand them. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact that she came out and talked about them at all is really nice to me. The fact that she was willing to do this Q&A, I let her look over the questions, even some of them that were kind of rude, and she was okay with them. She didn't mind at all. She's honestly a very nice person, but I think what was happening is she was having a lot of trouble getting her point through to people. Like she said, Amy-chan helped her a lot in that aspect, helping people understand what she was trying to say. And I could understand for the most part what she was saying, which is why after she asked a question or answered a question, I would try to reiterate it in my own words so that maybe that way the viewers, you guys, could understand what she's saying, but in a different way or in different wording. I guess. I try to keep an open mind no matter what the discussion is about, so I guess Sonic93 and I had a decent coexistence going on when we were making the video, because I can understand where she was coming from and I had a better way of explaining it. So, I don't think Sonic93 is as bad as everybody is saying. She might have seemed a little bit scary and terse and kind of crazy at first, but genuinely, I think she means well. She just seems to want closure for all the drama that happened. And I want to go ahead and really pound this into the ground. People that are trying to make drama come up with her friend Amy-chan, I don't appreciate that much, because I'll admit that I guess maybe she shouldn't have thrown the shade at Amy-chan in her videos, but Amy-chan and her had been friends for nearly 10 years, and that's a really long friendship. And you would honestly have to know how the feelings were over those 10 years to even try to comprehend understanding how these people feel. I don't know Amy-chan. I don't know how to contact her. And I'm sure she's a nice person, or she means well in the very least. And same goes for Sonic93. I think the friend drama has nothing to do with any of us. Yes, I don't think the shade should have been thrown. I don't think Amy-chan should have said what she said, or whatever. But I think the friend drama should just be left alone, because it's none of our business. It's just really none of our business. We don't know what happened. We would have to talk to them at the same time. We would have to be them to understand what happened. 10 years of friendship, just losing that over some sort of drama is a big deal. I can't imagine losing one of my best friends over something so petty, and I can imagine if I did, and it being over something angry, I would be pretty angry and petty. So I don't think we should really worry about that part of the drama. I think we should try to move on, because overall, I would really like to see Sonic93 and even Amy-chan, if she comes back, thrive on their YouTube channels, because honestly, they made those really old rant videos. They might not hold up that well these days, but back in the day, those videos were really fun to watch. People loved watching those videos about Akai and Yoshi or whatever his name was. And I think it would be kind of iconic if these old YouTubers can come back and still have a decent channel and a decent following and stuff like that. This drama doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. It seems petty. I don't think there's any reason all these videos should be made about her all the time. I don't think people should be hateful. Not to say that videos about critiquing shouldn't be made, because for sure, if you're trying to just give a fair critique, by all means, make a video. And I'm not saying don't make those hateful videos, but I don't think that this drama really needs it. I don't think it needs it, because it's just kind of juvenile, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this or hearing me out. Also, if you guys would like a video or a stream asking more questions to Sonic93, I've already spoken to her prior and to some of her friends, and she was down for it. She's totally okay with it. So if you guys would like to ask more questions in a stream, I'll go ahead and try to set one up, and we'll ask you, just as long as it's a respectful question, I'll answer them. We'll answer them to the best of our ability and things like that. If people are being disrespectful, unfortunately, I can't tolerate that in a stream, because that's just a lot to me. I don't know, it kind of makes me uncomfortable just thinking about. So if you'd like a stream, please let us know down below, and I'll go ahead and consider it. If you would like a video about anybody else in this drama, or anything else generally, please let me know about that too, and I'll consider it as well. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and thank my patrons. My $1 patrons: Andara Bledden, Edgy Gamer Gal, Jakey Boy Animations, Lolly Grease, and Red Chibi. I would like to thank my $10 patrons: Dim Day, Dirty Dan, Doggington3, Canine98, Mug of Atmosphere, Shushabooty, Tainted Sushi, Very Fairy Gary, and Yummy Toe Fungus. Yummy Toe Fungus. I would like to thank my brand new $15 patron, Daniel. Thank you so much, Daniel. I would like to thank my $25 patron, Turtle. Turtle, you know I love you so very much. Thank you for being a patron for so long. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I would like to thank my $30 patrons, Cutter and Sir Nottingham. Thank you all so very much for becoming patrons. It means a lot to me. I got a lot of new patrons, it seems like, and that makes me so excited. Thank you so much. If you would like to become a patron, you can do so by becoming a patron. Please do so. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a great day, and goodbye.